Good evening. For this speech, my audience is my sister. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The Christmas season is celebrated by millions of people around the world. Just about everyone enjoys the holiday season, and just about everyone has some sort of tradition. One of my favorite traditions is going around with my family or friends and looking at the Christmas lights on everyone's houses. I wish that this time of cheer and joy was not so short-lived. I propose that it should become more socially acceptable to leave your Christmas lights up year-round. I will discuss the various downsides of taking down and putting up new Christmas lights every year, such as safety and time and money reasons. I will then discuss the various reasons why it is not widely accepted and what we can do to prevent these issues, as well as the emotional benefits of keeping your lights up all year. There are too many annual injuries from keeping your lights up all year. Imagine you or a loved one is setting up Christmas lights in mid-December. It is probably cold, icy, and windy, and you are probably on an unstable ladder. These conditions are perfect for resulting in a fall. In a study done by researchers at Drager, Gupta, Wells, Dixon, and Ball, they surveyed one trauma center in Canada, and at this trauma center they had 40 patients that were in because of a fall. Of these patients, the average stay time in the hospital was over 50 days. A few ended up dying, and most of them had a 15-day recovery, or a multiple month recovery period. Simply leaving your Christmas lights up every year could cut back on injuries and deaths sustained by putting up Christmas lights. As Americans, we spend a ridiculous amount of time and money on Christmas lights every year. In a study done by September in 2019, they found that the average American spent approximately $404 on Christmas lights every year. Households that hang their Christmas lights typically spend at least 2 hours on the project. This time and money could be well spent with family or friends during the holiday season, spreading cheer and joy instead of putting up these Christmas lights. In one of my favorite comedy acts by comedian Jeff Foxworthy, he mentions a house that has had its Christmas lights around it for years and years on end. After he finished telling this story, he made the comment about he made the reference from another one of his comedy skits. He said, "You might be a redneck." This image associated with keeping your lights up around your house often indicates that you may be lower income or lazy or just unwilling to take care or maintenance your house. This is not often the case, as people like me realize that Christmas lights really do spread cheer and joy no matter what time of the season it is or what time of the year it is. Another reason why we leave our lights up is because it is what we do. For years and years, we have put our Christmas lights up and taken them down. It's just the tradition we mindlessly follow. I say it is time that we make new traditions for the sake of time, money, and lives. In a study done by Piez, Bilbo, Bobowick, Campos, and Basabi in 2011, they surveyed a psychology class at a particular college, and they found that participating in holiday traditions has a direct effect on the social states of the emotional states of the participants. So I am not proposing that we get rid of traditions, as they do very positively affect your emotional state. Instead of, or if your tradition with your family is setting your lights up, You could instead make a new tradition of lighting up the house. So you could gather a group of friends or family, and you could gather around for a lighting of the house ceremony as a new tradition. Another great thing we could do by keeping our lights up is we could light up other holidays. For example, if we bought remote controlled color changing lights to put around our house, we could set them up once and then change them colors for each different holiday. For example, St. Patrick's Day could light up the house green, or for the 4th of July, you could light up the house red, white, and blue. One of my favorite things that I've seen recently about Christmas lights is that the people who have left their Christmas lights up around their house have, during this pandemic, lit them to share hope and cheer during these tough times. Making it more socially acceptable to leave your Christmas lights year-round would benefit us all in many ways. It would be a great way to save time and money for the family, cut back on injuries sustained during the holiday season, and make new traditions with the ones you love. It's about time we make changes in our communities. Together, we can bring hope and happiness to our friends and families, one light at a time. So now you have a decision to make. This coming holiday season, will you help start a new tradition by keeping your lights up?